What up, everybody? In here in the basement once again, the Cruel Fan Podcast. Josh Philo, Ryan Collins.
Hello, hello.
Here, episode. Is this 3?
4.
4.
That's
Episode
okay.
4.
You're having so much fun that
Having so much fun.
lost count.
Can't do math. It's fine. We're on the eve of Game 2 of the NBA Finals. We got some baseball talk. We got Dallas Keuchel. Things blowing up in his face. Getting a little bit of that.
Some Craig Kimbrel there, too.
Craig Kimbrel as well. The Phillies make a huge signing. Going to put him over the top. Going to take it all the way. Going to rip that championship away from the Red Sox. Huge signing. Get into that in a little bit, too. So right here on the CruelFan.com podcast, episode 4, yo. Oh, I actually forgot the craziest, the best thing of today, because it's like I don't care about it. The Bruins tonight, Game 3.
Game 3.
Game 3. Series
tied
1-1.
1-1.
See?
Yep.
Yeah, how about that?
Had all the stats.
The Blues shocked the world and snagged one away from the. They snagged home ice away from the Bruins, and I was shocked, and I was like, really? Because I thought the Bruins are like.
Yeah.
From what I know, they're so much better.
After Game 1, it really looked like Bruins were just going to win both at home, and then maybe the Blues pick up one. I did predict before the series started that the Bruins would win 4-0, so obviously that prediction is in the trash right now, but still got a chance to.
In the garbage.
Yep. But Game 2 was a lot more physical than Game 1, although both teams are pretty overall physical. Hits 50 for the Blues, 31 for the Bruins. A couple penalties in there, more penalties for, I think, 10 penalty minutes for the Blues versus 6 minutes for the Bruins. Suspension for I don't even know how to say his last name, but Oscar Sundqvist hit on Bruins defenseman, and that will be for Game 2. And overall, I think that the Blues really stepped up, although it did go into overtime, so anything can really happen in overtime, but the overtime was just dominated by the Blues. I don't even know if the Bruins got a shot off in overtime, maybe one.
These aren't your granddaddy's Blues. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I mean, the Blues, maybe that's why everyone's just looking past them, even though it is the finals. It's like, it's St. Louis, but no big deal.
Yeah, they definitely stepped up their game, but, I mean, they've gotten past some good teams. And Gunnarsson scored the overtime goal from basically the blue line. He had a shot in the third period that almost ended it as well. But they did go into overtime, and he gets the game winner after a delay penalty, 3:51 into overtime, and they get the 3-2 victory over the Bruins. So the series is in St. Louis tonight at 8 o'clock.
That's why we're doing this early.
Yep.
I would be getting here right about now, but we're going to try and plow through all these topics so Ryan can watch
Absolutely.
the Bruins take Game 3 in St. Louis. It's St. Louis, right? It's not Columbus.
Right.
It's St. Louis, right?
Yeah, St. Louis Blues.
Whew. See?
Columbus was last series.
Right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I said St. Louis, and I hope we don't have to go
that's all right.
edit that out. But
first time in Blues history that they've won a Stanley Cup final game.
How about that?
Yep.
Something
13 straight losses for them.
That's amazing.
Including sweep from the Bruins at one time. So to a little bit of incentive or motivation, I guess. Not incentive, but motivation. The Bruins training staff put up pictures of Chara hoisting the cup and Bobby Orr kissing or drinking from the cup around the Blues locker room or visitors locker room tonight. So hopefully that gives them a little bit of inspiration going into Game 3. And I do predict that the Bruins will get this one. I think that they probably now lose one more in St. Louis, but they'll get this victory tonight. It will bounce back game for the Bruins, and certainly some payback for that hit against the Bruins. Great. So
vengeance.
Yeah.
Vengeance is coming. Can't wait for it. Actually, I can wait for it.
Yeah.
Ryan can't wait for it.
If it goes to Game 7, you'll watch, right? So
yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
Game 7 can be
I'll
pretty
watch it.
exciting. Win or go home, but I don't think it will get that far.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean the Bruins are, from a super outsider perspective, they seem like they've been the better team all season. Maybe because it's just that's what I hear about because where we live.
Yeah,
but.
I mean they had a great stretch where this is the first they had a 8-game postseason stretch. So any team that can do that, but also before the postseason started, they're also were just winning a ton of games. Had a nice long stretch of road games that they won, and they really looked like they were just gonna, do what they're doing. And many people didn't predict that the Bruins would be in the final, but here we are.
Here we are,
Yep.
once again. La-di-da.
So let's get to baseball so you can relax a little bit.
Okay, thank you. We got through the hockey talk. I actually said some words that were legitimate and coherent.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting through it. You're becoming a fan.
Big time. Go Bruins. All right, baseball. Yeah. Let's do it. Thank goodness.
So you never even watched the Flyers, really?
No, not really.
Yeah.
No.
Have you ever been to a hockey game?
Not a pro game. I've been to a couple like junior league type games. Like I was working. I was working. But
if there was any sport for you to pick up, would this be the one that you would start watching, or do you think, are you going to start watching cricket over this, or?
Yeah, right. I should start watching more soccer.
Yeah,
I should probably
MLS
or or any of the
Champions
stuff.
League
the good stuff. The MLS, I mean, that's American soccer is a joke unless it's women's soccer. Then they beast.
Yeah, I did see recently, some I guess
I want to watch the women. What's that?
New teams that they brought into MLS, and
really?
They had parades and stuff, and you would be surprised the amount of people that are showing up to these parades for new soccer teams in the United States.
I mean, the interest is definitely growing, and but for sure. But I mean, but the level of play, I mean, like the guys that play in the MLS, it's like the JV. Like if you can play, you're playing in Europe.
Yeah,
you're playing in the Champions League or in the Premier. You're on one of those squads. You're not over here playing for the New York Bulls or whatever, Red Bulls or whatever the hell they're called.
Revolution, I think.
The Chicago Fire. I know the Chicago Fire. Whatever. Yeah. I have been to a couple Fire games. That's pretty cool.
What's the team that Will Ferrell owns a part of?
I have no idea.
I thought he was.
I don't know. Does Will Ferrell own a? We're looking it up right now, real time.
I think it's the LA Galaxy or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would make sense. Corner of the FC Major? Los Angeles FC?
Football club.
Oh, okay. So it's not the LA Galaxy. It's just like a new LA team.
Yeah.
Called the LAFC.
It seems like a random move for him, but I mean.
Why not? I mean, it's a growing thing. I mean, it's an investment for sure, and I'm thinking if it's can only get bigger.
Did you ever see the thing Will Ferrell did where he played on all these minor league baseball teams?
Oh yeah, it's on HBO.
I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the minor leagues.
No, it was
major
spring
league.
training.
Oh, spring
training. And he did he played all 9 positions.
Hopped around from team to team.
Yeah, I think it was in the Cactus League. I think so. He was in Arizona, I think, and so he bounced around. And went to 5 different games or something, 3 different games or something like that. So you could just
switch from team to team.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
Played every position. Yeah, I mean,
a lot of people probably not too happy with that, but I don't know. It's kind of funny.
I mean, he played like an inning. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Will Ferrell took someone's spot.
Yeah, the Hardos just know what's gonna happen, but Anyway,
Baseball's got bigger problems than Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
but back to soccer, I think that
Right.
do you watch the World Cup?
Yeah, yes.
United States not in it, or
I
wasn't in it.
mean, yeah, I get. Honestly, I'd rather watch women's soccer than men's soccer.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
Interesting
think,
take.
well, because we're better at it. We being America.
Oh, okay.
And we're I guess maybe that's what it is. Like we're way better at it.
Mhm.
And those women are tough, yo.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll ever get to a point in the United States where
They're the champions. They won the World Cup the last World Cup. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the skill level in America will ever even out with the rest of the world. I mean, maybe in like, if as soccer continues to build, it's the world. That's the other thing. It's the world. Everyone in the world plays soccer.
Yeah.
And here in America, it's like, fifth popular sport. Behind like it's not even considered like a major sport, even though it has like a ML, Major League Soccer. But right.
Yeah.
But it's like the whole. No one else plays football.
Yeah, they try to do some games over in London and stuff like that, but that's basically
that's stupid.
That's it.
What do you think about London getting a team? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
It doesn't. Canada or Mexico makes more sense.
Obviously,
but having it in London,
insane.
It just seems like
an 8-hour flight. What the hell?
No matter what, the visiting team's at a way farther disadvantage than any other.
Unless you give them a bye, you have to do it with the bye. Like, they have a bye so they can get over there, like, a week early and they just do everything. You know what I mean? I guess they could do it like that.
So that would be but then that's even a crazy disadvantage to them because then every team has a bye before they play you.
Right.
Which was it's kind of crazy.
Exactly.
Every
it's a
team,
mess. That's why it's so stupid.
I mean, I think that
maybe a Canadian team, but like, why? They have their own football up there.
Yeah.
The Canadians don't give a shit about football.
Yeah,
like
I think that they tried a game in Mexico City. They had a great response to it, and they have great numbers in London, and but
that's just like 3 countries you name. I'm talking like the whole world plays soccer. Japan plays soccer.
Yeah.
Africa plays soccer. All everywhere.
Yeah.
Iceland plays soccer. What?
Yeah, I mean, obviously one of the biggest sports in the world.
Yeah.
I think maybe cricket is more popular technically over the world, but
really?
I think so.
Cricket?
Yeah, it's played in more countries, I think.
It's played in more countries than soccer?
I think so. I mean, you can fact check me if you want.
But I believe you.
But have you ever watched a cricket match?
No.
So the crowd seems. I mean, it's like the amount of people that watch this. It's versus, people who watch the Super Bowl. It's in like the billions for people watching cricket matches. It's crazy, and they can last days depending on the rules and everything. The matches can last longer. I think there's, I've only watched a couple matches, but it's pretty interesting. Kind of crazy that you can hit a home run anywhere on the field.
Well, according to worldatlas.com, take that for what it is. They have a top 10 most popular sports in the world. I'll give you the top 5.
Okay. You want me to guess?
Yeah. Okay. You want?
Okay. I already guessed cricket would be up
10.
there.
There's 10. Do you want to guess? We'll just do 5.
Okay. Cricket, soccer.
We have to go in order here. What do you think number 5 is?
Number 5 being the least popular? American football.
Yep.
Next. I heard at one time that NASCAR was like the most popular sport in the United States, but I don't know if that's true worldwide. But I'm going to say soccer will be next.
Will be number 3?
No.
Or number 4?
Okay, all right. I was going the wrong way, but okay. So basketball.
Okay.
Hockey.
Okay.
And we're at number 2 now. Most popular.
Sure. Yep.
Cricket and then soccer.
Okay.
Or soccer then cricket. Actually, I think cricket's number 1.
Number 5. Volleyball. 900 million fans.
Wow.
Number 4, tennis.
Okay. Well,
1 billion fans.
This is a fake news list.
Number 3, field hockey.
Okay.
2 billion fans.
This is incorrect.
Number 2, cricket.
Oh.
2.5 billion fans.
Oh.
And number 1, with 4 billion fans, according to
Soccer.
worldatlas.com, is soccer.
Wow.
So,
Or le foot.
yep. So, I don't know. And then the rest of it,
That makes sense.
doesn't make
I
sense.
guess volleyball does not make sense.
Why not?
I don't know. When's the last time you watched a volleyball match?
I watched a lot of volleyball,
It
actually.
doesn't make sense because no, you do not.
No, I did. When I worked in Chicago, I
Oh.
worked a lot of volleyball games. Like D1 is pretty
Okay,
sweet,
well,
like
working it is
But I
different
watched
than.
them. No, I don't watch on TV. They don't have it on TV, do they?
That's what I'm saying.
But that doesn't mean
It's
it's not a
when-
popular sport
Yeah.
in other countries. We're talking about the whole
Yeah.
world here, dude.
Worldwide.
We're talking about the whole world here. Golf is number 10. Rugby. That makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say rugby, but I didn't. I don't know.
Baseball is 8. Basketball is 7. Table tennis. You got to think like these Olympic sports. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
If it's in the Olympics, it's a popular sport. Like volleyball is in the Olympics. There's 2 kinds of volleyball in the Olympics.
What are the kinds?
Beach volleyball and then
Oh,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
okay.
There's 2 types.
Yeah,
You know what I
indoor
mean?
volleyball and then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Jeez, you're really passionate about volleyball.
I'm just telling you, man. And then table tennis is number 6, and then we got no other 5. So
Badminton in there?
no, well, not according to worldatlas.com. Not according. I mean, I feel like that they're like a sponsor or something for us.
Yeah.
But what is more popular, football or cricket? I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I guess you could go either way with that. I mean, I guess cricket is very popular though. That's for sure because I
Yeah.
mean, it's played in all those highly
densely
populated
India.
countries. Yeah, Bangladesh.
In Europe, it's like,
Yeah,
I mean,
all
like
that.
all throughout Europe.
Yeah, sure. A lot of people there. A lot of people playing. So, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like soccer is everywhere too. We're
Yeah.
splitting hairs, but
Yeah. No.
have you ever played cricket?
No, I haven't. I've actually seen some people play cricket before, or some kids play cricket, but I've never. It seems impossible. It seems like a very hard game. I mean, they're literally throwing a ball as fast as they can and bouncing it on the ground, which is most of the time I think like clay. It's not like
Yeah. Then you have to hit the ball.
Yeah.
The most I've ever seen cricket wise is the movie. I don't know. This might be before your time. King Ralph. You ever seen King Ralph?
no.
With John Goodman. It's an awesome movie. You should check it out. Essentially, he's like the last heir to the throne, whatever.
The
so
cricket thrown.
Yeah, the cricket throne. No, like the king of England. So
Okay.
he becomes king of England. So he's over there playing. And he's over there just being king and whatever and
Mm-hmm.
playing cricket. And he just swings it like a baseball bat and just knocks this ball a million feet. It's hilarious. And that's the most cricket I've ever seen.
Hmm.
So it's not even real cricket that I've seen.
Yeah.
But Cruel Fan.
Yep.
Cruelfan.com.
Cruelfan.com. Check out the merch. Cruelfan.com/store, I believe. You can get some gear. We got some postseason hockey gear up there as well. Check it out. All right, moving on. We got what do you think about the MLB draft or how it specifically, because I don't know, will you even watch? MLB draft is Monday.
Absolutely not will
It's
I watch
okay.
the MLB draft.
Okay, what drafts do you watch?
I'll watch the first round of the NFL draft.
Okay.
That's right around my anniversary because I remember when we were on our honeymoon. I remember we were in the cabin while I was watching the Eagles draft Carson Wentz. I remember that. So the NFL draft is always a little special, and the NBA draft is cool. I'll watch that too. But other than that, I mean, there's 100 rounds of the MLB draft, and I don't know these. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
these kids.
it's mostly young kids,
high school guys.
Yeah, it's high school kids before
that aren't going to go. They aren't going to the
yeah,
majors.
they're putting them into the farm system,
Right.
And seeing how. I mean,
Like,
the time between
unless you're like Chris Bryant or Bryce Harper or something.
Yeah, the time between getting drafted then, so you're
Strasburg.
like 17, 18, 19, somewhere around there,
Right.
and actually playing. So if you look at like, Rafael Devers, who's 22, somewhere around there, 21, 22, you start playing in the majors. I mean, so much can happen in those years,
Right.
and players either go one way or the other, and luckily for a player like Rafael Devers, it's worked out really well, and he's hitting amazing right now, and turning into probably an all-star player. But most of the time, that doesn't happen. Pitchers, I feel like probably there's more, not necessarily control, but you can maybe tell right away if a kid really is going to progress and become better versus like a third baseman or something. I think that probably I don't know. What do you think? What position do you think, I guess, lends itself more to a system of progressing a player up there?
I mean, I guess it all depends on coaching, right? I would think every position, like
Yeah.
you can increase and increase your skill and up your level of play, right? No matter what you're doing. I mean, if you're a position player, like if you're just saying third base, I mean, that's the hot corner, man. Like those
Yeah.
balls come screaming off the bat, especially nowadays.
Yeah, very hard.
Actually, you know what I mean?
Very hard position.
Yeah, so
You can basically
you,
put
you
anybody
know,
in outfield.
no, I mean, you got to have a good arm.
Yeah.
You got to be able to move.
Yeah, but I
You got to
feel
be able to read the ball
yeah.
off the bat. It's like, I mean, it's every position is, has its own ball of wax with it. So, but if you're playing the corners, you better be hitting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I guess, but that's the thing. Like, the way I think about baseball is like the way I thought, like the way it was thought, like in the '90s and like the '80s, or like you wanted guys like your guys up the middle, your shortstop and second baseman. They're just hitting for average. They're trying to get on base, but they're there for their gloves. It's the corner guys, it's the outfielders. Those are your big hitters. Now, your shortstops like your Derek Jeters and or Javi Baez, or whoever, these guys that are like can hit homers and stuff. It's crazy, like a Lindor, stuff, guys like that. Everybody's hitting homers now, so
Yeah.
we gotta get back to like try not just to hit home runs or just strike out all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, like you look at a game like last night, Red Sox versus Yankees. Chris Sale pitches, uh, pretty much a great game. Gets the 4 runs, but Red Sox lose 1-4. Rafael Devers hits a home run in first inning or second inning. I think it was the first inning. But anyway, he gets 10 strikeouts and they lose because they can't get the offense going. But
right.
my point is that he gets 10 strikeouts and the Yankees still win 4-0 because they're either hitting home runs or they're striking out.
Right.
And, that lends to a team like the Yankees who last year, their strikeout numbers are very high with Judge and Stanton and everyone like that. But obviously they broke the home run record, so
Right.
it's an interesting.
All those records are gonna be, it's different. It's just like the passing records in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like a 5,000-yard season is not that. It's not like
Yeah.
it's now 6,000 yards. You throw a 6,000-yard season, then it's like, wow.
Yeah.
But Breeze has been doing it like 3 years in a row. You know what I mean? So it's like these numbers. You just have to go, and these aren't even like the steroid era now. You know what I mean? This is even more home runs than back then, like when everyone was like juicing.
Yeah.
They're juicing the ball.
Yeah.
Now
It's just the balls.
they're just juicing the ball. They're like, well, you can't test the ball.
Yeah.
Whatever. You can't have a blood test on the ball, so I don't know. But like I said last time, like a lot of people are saying, like they got to do something.
Yeah.
Baseball's got to do something.
Well, it's crazy for a team like going back to the Yankees to go from that type of team and now with the injuries that they have, they're playing more like a well-rounded baseball team that's getting on base and actually getting the RBIs and driving people in with singles. But once they get their players back, it'll be interesting how the Yankees go, recover from getting their players back. So all these players now that are put into a position where they have to step up now are said, okay, go sit on the bench now. That you got us to, first place and it's June, it's July, now let's put in the A's and we'll.
Well, they understand that. I'm sure
Yeah,
they get it.
I know they understand, but I think there
Yeah.
will be an adjustment period where the Yankees are going to find it hard to win games when, players like Judge and Stanton have been sitting on the bench,
Right.
not getting enough.
To knock the rust off for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, but
we'll see. They're a good team.
it's a good problem to have. You know, it's a good problem to have.
Well,
You got a solid bench.
Yeah.
And but then you've got these superstars that you just have to. Oh, okay, we're gonna bring the bench guys off and then put these giants out there.
Yeah, it's an interesting. I mean, obviously that lends itself to ideas of like the MLB draft where you have to have a good farm system. You have to have players that are willing to come up and look at Michael Chavis being able to come up and fill a role for the Red Sox and hit a ton of home runs. And now he's kind of slumping a little bit, but he's definitely going to stay where he's at. I believe so. What do you think of the whole Keuchel, Dallas Keuchel? I'm not even sure how you pronounce his name, but I'm going to go with that. I think that's somewhat correct.
What, Keuchel?
Yeah, is that how you pronounce it?
That's how I've always heard it pronounced.
How do you look at him after the MLB draft? Because basically, right now, if somebody was to pick him up, then he has to. They have to give up a draft pick and pay somewhat of a penalty, I believe. But if they wait until after the draft, then they can just give him the money that he wants, and they can get the draft pick. I mean,
well, that's what he's been doing all year, right? He's been betting on himself, and he's been kind of just waiting, like holding out and just waiting, and it's like is he gonna get Le'Veon Bell? Is he gonna get shortchanged at the end because he's like, oh man, I gotta sign somewhere. Like what? I turned down $18 million. What the hell am I doing? So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. They have to wait and see. I mean, I guess he's hoping against. Maybe he knows something that we don't know. His agent knows something that obviously we don't know.
Well, I think
he
came into a year where all these huge contracts are happening for players like Bryce Harper, and then he thinks that he's going to get a lot of money too,
right.
And that teams are just willing to spend that kind of money, and then he realizes
not on a guy that works every fifth day.
Yeah. So the problem is,
even though it's the most important position in baseball, starting pitching.
Yeah. So the problem is really that he's 31 years old.
Yeah.
He isn't.
He had one good year.
Yeah, he had 2013 won a Cy Young.
Yeah.
He's not like an amazing.
It's a great year. Won the Cy Young.
He's definitely a pitcher that gets hit around a little bit, but he can last in innings. He can go far into the game.
But that doesn't matter anymore.
No, right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess it's a good thing. I wish that happened more. I wish you watch guys get into the seventh.
Yeah.
Like I was, you get to the seventh, and that was even late, or I felt early. Like you could, like Doc Holliday. Randy Johnson throwing all these.
What do you think about
complete games?
So then, are you against strategy like that the Rays had, where they'll put in they have that starting pitcher that's really not a starting pitcher. He goes in for the first inning, maybe the second, and then they take him out.
No, I mean you're manipulating the rules, and you got to do what you got to do, especially for the Rays. Because they
don't have the talent.
They can't go buy their team. They have to do it. They have to find advantages in other places, and so. No, I mean that's fine, but at the same time, I just wish that I just hate how specialized it's gotten. Like every guy can throw 98 miles an hour coming out of the bullpen. A lot of guys can throw 100 now. It's insane. So I mean, I don't know.
It's funny when you watch older sports movies, which actually I watched Major League the other day.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah.
It's good,
but it's funny when they show a Wild Thing and he throws 94 or 95 and everyone stops in their tracks.
Right.
Now that's just expected.
That's average.
Yeah. So they're looking for like you said, pitchers to be able to throw 100.
Yeah.
And
you come in for one batter, or two batters, and you're switching out all these things. It's just I don't know. It's ugh.
Yeah.
It gets tough at the end of the game. Of all the sports, basketball, the last 2 minutes of a basketball game, a close game sucks because it takes half an hour.
Yeah.
With all the timeouts and the fouls and everything, and then end of a close baseball game is probably worse because of all the how much more time it takes, like, have the pitchers coming in, warm, get your 8 pitches,
Yeah.
you go to a commercial, and you're going to do, it's like, oh my God.
See, I think it's more important for a closer to be able to throw, in the hundreds versus a starting pitcher because more of that is just control. If you look at a guy like Chapman who can throw really fast, gets up into 99, 100.
I saw him do some of that live. It was dope.
Although Rafael Devers has his way with him. But
yeah, he can get hit around for sure.
But if you look at a guy like him and just like the control sometimes can be, but if you have, him as a closer and it's just, one inning that you're looking for him to just throw as fast as he can, as hard as he can. But obviously, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Keuchel. He might even go to a team like the Yankees, where they could use some help in the starting pitching.
Always.
They got Severino, I think, is injured, and so we'll see what can happen with him.
He's betting on himself.
And his fastball, speaking of which, is only 87 to 90.
Yeah, well, then you think of Greg Maddux, right? When you think of guys that can throw can barely get to 90.
Yeah.
Can you place it? Like, can you throw it?
Yeah.
In the little box, like on the corners and stuff. How's that cutter? How's that sinker? How's that change
Slider.
up?
Yeah.
How's that stuff?
And for Keuchel, career ERA 3.66. So I mean, he's not amazing. We're not saying that.
Right. He had that one great year.
I don't know that he's really.
But that's all you need. Like, look at Dallas Braden. Like, he threw a perfect. Well, it's a perfect game. I guess that's different. He had one great game, and he's still working off of that stuff. You know what I mean? He's got his agent in his ear. Who's his agent? Scott Boras? I don't know. Who's his agent?
That sounds familiar.
Was it Rosenthal?
I don't know.
Or whatever his name is.
Specifically.
Next question. Whoever it is like, just making him. This is what you got to do. Like, we're gonna get it for you. So, he'll get on a team, but also it just helps. It gives his arm a rest. He'll be nice and fresh for whoever he signs with. So,
what do you think about Kimbrel in comparison to him? Seems like Kimbrel wanted $120 million over 6 years. He also turned down a deal from the Red Sox, although the Red Sox basically said that they weren't gonna pay a lot of money for him anyway. From the very beginning. His ERA 1.91. He's obviously a closer. He's also 31.
Yeah, I mean, I could see paying a closer more than a starting pitcher, I guess, just because.
Which is kind of crazy, but it's true.
Well, they have double the amount of appearances.
Yeah.
How many starts does a starting pitcher get? 40 a year, maybe. And then how many appearances does a closer get?
50, and I guess the pressure
60?
Is more.
Yeah, you're always coming in,
in a tough situation.
I do kind of like the idea, of the flip-flop in the order. Like, you have, your closer start, and then you kind of work backwards, and then, you have your starting pitcher come out and, finish, the last 3-4 innings.
Yeah, it definitely disrupts the hitting because hitters look to get into a groove, and, okay, so instead of seeing your starter – 2-3 times, you're only allowing that starter to be seen once by a hitter or maybe twice.
That's some Joe Madden shit right there, man.
It's interesting.
I like that. That's cool.
I mean, it's definitely a way for a team like the Rays with not a lot of talent or a lot of money to spend.
Right, you got to be creative.
Yeah,
you got to be creative.
And, I think what actually will end up happening with Kimbrel is that he'll end up signing a short-term deal rather than the long-term deal, even though the long-term deal is
a 2 or a 3 year.
Maybe even just a 1 year deal.
Just a 1 year, yeah.
Just for a team, imagine he goes to the Yankees. Well, he wouldn't go to the Yankees, but imagine he goes to the Rays, who can compete against the Red Sox and the Yankees this year. He could go to a team or like the Cubs, for example, he can go to them. They need
the Cubs, but the Cubs are out of money. That's why they couldn't do anything this year. That's why they weren't in the Harper sweepstakes. They weren't in the Mike Trout sweepstakes.
But that's why a short-term deal favors them, I guess.
Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, just one. 1 year. Here you go. So, all right. Baseball. Talked about it. Oh, Jay Bruce.
Yeah, Jay Bruce.
The Fightins.
Possibly going to the
I
Phillies.
think they're gonna get him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen like things that like they signed him or they haven't signed him.
Yeah. So interesting kind of career for Jay Bruce. Hitting 212 this year
beast.
with 14 home runs and 28 RBIs this season. But he's a 300, Mr. 300 home run with 903 RBIs in his career. He's played for the Mets, Indians, and Reds, along with the Mariners. 12-year career. What do you think about Jay Bruce maybe coming to your Phillies?
I mean, from what I've seen, he's going to come in just to help bolster the bench, a bench bolsterer, if you will, which is good. I mean, yeah, you heard 12-year vet. He obviously knows how to do it. He's hit 300 home runs. That's pretty good. I mean, again, we just talked about these numbers, which 300 home runs. When this era is over, will look like not that much. Where I remember 300 home runs was a lot.
Yeah, he's the 8th active player right now with 300 home runs and 300 doubles.
It's great. But I remember him. He had some good years in Cincinnati, and
32 years
and
old.
He kind of parlayed that. So yeah, I mean, he's 32, so he's like on the back end of his career. I mean, so I don't know. It could be good. I mean, the Phillies. Need some steady hands maybe in that locker room or something. And
positive for the Phillies is that his career batting average is 294 at Citizens Bank Park, and that's
good.
That's the second best ballpark that he hits at besides in Houston.
It's a great ballpark too. Just by the way,
I've never been.
It's awesome.
Actually, I've never been to any ballpark but my home.
I was gonna say you've been to Fenway.
Yeah, that's it.
I've been to a couple. I've been to, let's see, Wrigley.
Actually, that's not true. I've been to the Anaheim Angels.
Ooh, that's sweet.
That was pretty cool. But that's it.
I went to Camden Yards. Been there. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
The Vet and the Citizens Bank Park. Wrigley, Comiskey, or what is it called now? Guaranteed Rate Field. Been there. So stupid.
Guaranteed.
And that's it, I guess.
Well,
I've had not that many either, but
yeah,
it's fun. Oh, and Fenway. I've been to a Red Sox game. Pretty sweet.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
More baseball games than football games for you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I've only been to like 3 or 4 football games, I think, at the most. But although I went to 2 in 1 week though once. That was pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, the Bears.
The Bears and the Cardinals. Yeah.
Yeah, we learned about that last week.
Yeah, we did.
Check out episode 3.
Check it out. Right here on
Stop this episode right now and go over to episode.
Yeah, and then play this one back.
Yeah, just go straight through. That's the way you can do it.
All right.
NBA Finals Game 1, Raptors 118 over the Golden State Warriors 109.
Yeah, wow. I mean, kind of surprising, but not surprising.
I will say that you predicted that the Warriors go 4-0, but
I did. I did. Bold statement.
I think a lot of people probably thought that would happen. I mean,
yeah, but it makes sense. They were off for 9 days. And they don't have KD. And, like, the thing is, like, they were winning 73 games without him, blah, blah, blah. But now they've become accustomed to having KD score 37 points a game.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? Where are we going to get that from?
Now, do you think that the home field advantage played into this, or home court advantage, let me say, played into this?
Perhaps a little bit. But,
yeah.
I mean, I think it was more that the Raptors, I think, are just underrated defensively. But but then Pascal Siakam comes out there and just has the game of his life and takes over.
32 points for
him.
him.
Shot was like 14 to 17, like shooting. Like, come on. So, you know what I mean? So, and then Kawhi Leonard, who seems to maybe be injured or something, or have something. He's got something up with him. He had like a pedestrian night. Pedestrian. He had like 20 points, but it still was like not just a decent night for Kawhi.
Yeah, a better defensive night for him, really.
Yeah. So, he Siakam was there to pick up the slack for him. It was great. So
I actually think that the home court played a huge advantage into this. I think
because of Drake?
not because of Drake, but I think that the Warriors are such a better team at home playing, and you can just tell. I mean, obviously, they have the fan base the way that they do because of the way that they've been playing. That's for sure. But over the past years, but Toronto, they haven't had a final before, and they're showing it like they want it, and
Yeah.
I think they're entering Jurassic Park or whatever little game that they have going on there.
I mean, yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, like Golden State, yeah, notoriously is not that great. I mean, I don't think this is the first time in this run of the final that they're not like they don't have home court advantage.
And that they didn't win the first game, I believe.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of things different, but again, a lot of adjustments. I think that, there's obviously back into it. Toronto's just playing their mind. All the role players are really stepping up and playing. Like Fred VanVleet shutting down Curry-ish.
And I did take your advice, and I put money down on the Golden State Warriors, so thank you for that. But
good. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
I mean, it's only one game, though.
Yeah.
It's only one game. It's only one game.
I think that the now seeing that the Raptors play against them, I think the Raptors are going to win. I really do.
Wow.
I don't know what the series score is going to be. I think it maybe goes to a Game 7, and I think that they win.
Raptors. I'm still sticking with the Warriors. I think they'll figure it out. I mean, I think they'll figure it out. It would be a great story though for Kawhi, and that's the thing. It's like from Toronto's perspective, this is like this magical season. Like Kawhi was like dropped into their laps, and they go on this crazy run, and then like they're down in the playoffs, and then they almost are eliminated
by the Bucks.
By the Bucks. And by the Sixers. Weren't they down down on the Sixers too?
I'm not sure. I think
I don't remember, but definitely the Bucks. And then Kawhi, they lift them up to the finals, and they go up against the Goliath that is the Golden State Warriors, and then they win, and it's like this magical run, never to be replicated. And then Kawhi leaves, and it was just like this he'll get a statue in Toronto and all that, and all it was just it's weird. So if you follow that storyline, then Toronto win. But then reality is Golden State's kind of like Duke, and Duke usually wins.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s. Anyway,
yeah, unfortunately.
80s and 90s. So that's what I think, and the bad guy, usually wins.
So as good as the defense was, Curry still gets 34 points and goes to the foul line 14 times, which was obviously big.
They can't be doing that because
they did stop their fast break points, only 17 fast break points for them, the Warriors. And the score was 49-59 headed into halftime. And the Raptors had 8 of their 19 three-point attempts by the half, shot 20 for 40, 50% from the field, while holding the Warriors to just 15 for 41, 36.6% shooting to take a 59-49 lead into the break. So it was just the 8th time, speaking of records, and now that the Warriors have been there so many times, you get records like this, but it was just the 8th time that the Warriors failed to score 50 points in the first half of the NBA Finals game under Steve Kerr. But as you said, defense was huge, but obviously the Raptors had some guys step up that normally don't score that.
He scored, 118 points. I mean,
Siakam,
play some defense.
32 points and he's usually averaging, I think, about 14 points.
Right. Yeah. You can't really account for that. We'll be interested to see what he does in game 2. What adjustments they make, what adjustments Steve Kerr makes for him, or do they kind of just stick to the game plan and they just have to worry about their shots and just try and do something in transition. They got to try and slow that down or something because they're getting just beat. Or they got to hustle or something. Or Draymond Green's got to get going. If Draymond Green has a triple-double, they're going to win the game.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes, right? Because that means everything's flowing. They missed KD, and KD's going to have to,
Well, Draymond did have a triple-double, but.
He did?
Yeah.
In game 1?
In game 1, he had put forth a triple double with 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. Those
I'll be goddamn.
and him, Curry, and Klay Thompson scored, or Klay Thompson and Curry scored 21 points, while Draymond put forth a triple double.
Well, that whole gas baggery that I just went on completely debunked within a matter of moments.
Well, I mean, I mean those are good numbers, but obviously he can still step up even more, and obviously, you know, it was the fourth time this postseason that Golden State was held to under 110 points. So pretty crazy for you know, a defense to hold them to that, and so
yeah. But again, the home team won. You're supposed to
Yeah.
win. You know, that's what it's all about. And you know, the Roracle's going to be rocking. It's the last games played at the Oracle before they move down to San Francisco, move across the bridge out of Oakland, and so that place is going to be rocking. So this series is far from over.
Game 2 Sunday
Tomorrow night, yeah.
And Durant will be out also. What do you think about that?
Right. I mean, I think that that injury is serious. Obviously,
Does he have a calf or something?
Some sort of like some major calf strain. Like he's not even like shooting around yet. Like he's not even doing it. You know, so it's
so
gonna
it's
be
unlikely
tough.
that he'll be
Yeah,
there.
I mean, depending on how far it goes. I mean, if it gets to Game 6 or Game 7, I think he'll play. But you know, if it looks like the Warriors have it in tow, he's not going to play. And then what? Then what happens? I mean,
And that's why I love hockey, because a player can go out, have a broken leg, and finish a period, whereas he's got a calf injury, which I'm not saying isn't a big deal, but it's the finals. Why don't you step up and play?
I mean, I guess. I don't know. If you can't walk or you can't run, I mean, he's no good out there. He's a liability out there.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know? I mean, I guess, with hockey players, they're super tough, I guess. I don't know, but they also don't have teeth. And no one watches hockey.
Anyway, Steve Kerr said...
Speaking of which, the puck has dropped, hasn't it?
It doesn't matter until Durant is out there. If he's out there, he's pretty good. If he's not out there, we play with the guys we have. We've got enough. Do you think that they have enough without him?
Yeah. I mean, they still got Draymond. They still got Clay. They still got Steph. They got that Tooney guy, Looney.
Speaking of Klay Thompson, he says after the game, we're not that familiar with this team, but that's no excuse, which sounds exactly like an excuse. Our goal is to come to Toronto and get one. I know we'll respond like the champions we are.
Right. I mean, yeah, they're champion. Again, it's one game. Like, everyone getting freaking out. Like, I think everyone was so surprised that Toronto won because I think everyone thought it was going to be another sweep because they've just been so dominant.
Yeah.
The Warriors have been. And, like, they continue to be dominant. They just kind of skated. And, like, Portland, they destroyed Portland. They swept Portland, So they were like, okay. They hadn't played for 9 days, and they, like, didn't really have to worry that much about, the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Sent
his brother home, I guess.
Yeah, it's his first, this is like their first true competition in like 2 months. So they'll be ready for Game 2. I mean, I'm sure they'll come out and, light up everything. It'll look like 2016 or something.
If the Raptors win Game 2, does it change your mind? Or do you still have the same
not yet.
faith?
Not till Game 3.
Okay.
I guess.
All right.
I don't know. I guess it depends on how they win.
Yeah.
I suppose. I mean, going up 2-0, I mean, yeah, wow. But then, if they lose,
I mean, it wasn't a blowout. It was, 10 points or whatever it was, 9 points.
That's a lot. That's a lot. So
yeah.
I don't know, man. We'll see. Yeah, if they win Game 2, I'm gonna be like, whoa, maybe this thing's over.
Yeah.
Also, tired as hell, man. I'd be tired too. I mean, I'm so like I was saying before. I don't know if I ever said this on here, but LeBron not making the playoffs was the best thing for LeBron to happen. He needs a rest. 8 straight finals. That's so many games.
Well,
it's so many games.
He has to rest up so his kids can come and play with him, I guess.
Well, that would be amazing. That'd be so crazy.
Yeah.
It'd be like his last year. It'd be like 20 years in the league, you know.
Has
right?
that happened before in the NBA?
I don't think so.
I can't think of a duo.
No.
I know in like MLB it has.
Yeah, a
There's
couple times
been
happened.
duos, but
The Griffies and the Ripkins and that's all I can remember.
well, yeah. Anyway,
Anywho, but
do
no,
you think
yeah.
Durant sitting out has anything to do with free agency?
No, he's hurt and he
Okay.
wants to play. No, he's hurt for real.
So speaking of free agency, the NBA fined the LA Clippers $50,000 on Friday for tampering
yeah.
because of comments Coach Doc Rivers made about Toronto Raptors star Kawhi Leonard earlier this week. I'll quote him. He is the most like Jordan that we've seen. Like there's a lot of great players. LeBron James is phenomenal. KD is phenomenal, but he is the most like him. Big hands post game, can finish, great leaper, great defender, in between game. If you beat him to the spot, bumps you off, then you add his 3-point shooting. I never get into who's the best player. Magic is the best player. Michael Jordan is the best player. LeBron, but it's in the same group.
I don't know how that's tampering. I don't get it. How's that tampering? Just like just saying like, you know, your opinion on someone's player. I mean, I understand that like he's the position that he's in. I guess that he's like, you know, like the GM of the Clippers or whatever. But I don't get how that's tampering.
Okay, so let's hear what the Ali, I think it was NBA whatever commissioner said. I would just say Doc has been at this for a long time. It's not a fun part of my job ever finding anyone, and I understand the interests of the media in hearing a coach's view about a current NBA player, but it's something when there's a bright line in this league and you're not allowed to do it. And head coaches or team executives in those positions, you just say, I'm not permitted by the league to respond to that question, and it's a balance of interests. I understand that, but unfortunately crossed the bright line. Do you think it crossed the line?
I mean, the league doesn't give a shit about this. The fine's $50,000.
Yeah.
That's like 25 cents.
Yeah, I think,
Do you know?
who was the guy from the Lakers that, Johnson or something, I forget what his name is, but.
Magic Johnson?
No, it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it was Magic Johnson.
What?
That he got fined like $500,000 for saying that a player was great or whatever.
Yeah, he did that last year.
Yeah,
Magic did that last year. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was Magic Johnson.
Yeah, he was like on Jimmy Kimmel talking about LeBron.
Yeah. Okay.
He was like, yeah. I was like, what are you like?
Yeah.
Or he was like, I want him to come here. I mean, I guess if you say those words, I guess that's tampering.
But what's wrong with that anyway?
I don't know.
No, I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying.
I'm with you. I don't know.
What's the problem with saying, you know, he would be a great player here? Because the Clippers, obviously, they have an opportunity with the money that they have to spend on a player like Kawhi. They can probably be a real contender for him. So I don't understand what's wrong with saying, you know, maybe I guess it puts, maybe what they think is it puts pressure on a player by the media. You know, if this story gets going in the media, oh, he's going to the Clippers, and then he decides to go to another team, it puts such a pressure on him to sign with the team.
I think it just like gives them an unfair advantage of just like if like you know, if there's like a girl and you know that she likes you and she just like says something, you know what I mean? If you know that a girl likes you longer, you can like think about it more, like it's on your mind more longer than yeah, that's an awful analogy. There's like
I understand where you're going.
There's 10 girls behind that door, but one girl gets in first and like comes up to you and is like, "Yo, I really like you," blah blah blah, and then goes back in, and then you wait like.
And you don't know if the other girls like you?
No, and then then all the girls come in, but you're already thinking about that one girl.
Yeah.
And then with the other girls like you too, but like you're already thinking about that one already. You have more time to like ruminate on it. Like, man, she really likes me. She came try to find me
what?
first. I don't know. That's I
mean,
I don't
guess.
know why. It's dumb. Yeah, these guys are grown ups. They're gonna make the best decision. Like, where's the money? You know, it's so stupid.
Like he doesn't know that they'd be interested.
Yeah.
In him.
No,
I mean, everybody be interested in him, right? Like anybody that has the money to spend is interested in him.
You're just saying stuff. Who cares if you're like sending him like Ferraris?
I mean, didn't
like,
Bryce Harper do this when he went to the Phillies? He was trying to recruit like Trout and
I don't know
a bunch of players. I mean,
I don't know. It's stupid. I just think the tampering stuff, because like, what is it? What is tampering? It's just it's silly to me.
Yeah. And the
I don't like
fine is just like
50 grand.
basically no for no reason,
Yeah.
whatever.
For Steve Ballmer, who's worth like $20 billion,
Yeah.
gives, he's like, oh, okay. Oh, I think I have that in my couch. 50 grand. Here you go.
Yeah.
Like, come on. So, I don't know. So, we'll see. So, I think so your prediction for game 2 for the, Raptors Warriors.
I think Golden State wins this one.
Yeah, I think they do too.
I think they bounce back and they win this one. But it would be. I'll say this: if they lose game 2, that they're going to lose the series.
Okay.
They're not coming back. If they lose game 2, the Raptors will win the series.
Even without them playing
I
in
still think
Golden State. Even before them, like you're calling the series even before that the Warriors play in Oakland.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because I think that, like you said, the home team should win those games. So they will win.
So it'll just go back and forth. And,
yeah, they will win one of those games.
It'll go to 7 and they'll win. The Raptors will win 7.
It might go. It might go
see.
7.
We'll see.
But I mean, it's gonna be. It was a good game.
If Durant comes back,
do
they still lose?
But he's not coming back game 2. So
if he comes back for like game 6,
okay.
game 7.
So yeah, if they lose game 2, no matter what, I think even if Durant comes back, they still lose. But if they win game 2 and Durant comes back, obviously, they're the Golden State Warriors. So
you shoot over anybody.